Just another day of amazing, amazing views of red and white mountains as far as the eye can see. The little towns sitting at their bases. We're on our way to Capitol Reef National Park. Here's where we spent the night after a long mountain drive the day before. And now we went up this way and we're entering Capitol Reef, which is really only about 20 miles that you drive through, but look at how long the park really is.
All the way from here all the way down to there.
It's a very long park. We're in Capitol Reef, and this is called the Fluted Wall. There's several things that look like. We think this section back here looks a lot like Petra. The original inhabitants of this area were, of course, the Native Americans, and we were able to see a few of their artifacts and also some petroglyphs on the cliffside. A lot of them had been damaged and destroyed over the years or have just eroded away. Later on, of course, came the Mormon families who came to Utah for religious freedom and were really hardy pioneers. This is the Elijah Behunin family. Elijah and Tabitha and 11 of their 13 children moved to the area and built this cabin to live in. However, they had to leave after a year because the area flooded so badly. They moved into Fruta, where there were other families, and together they raised crops, fruit, a lot of fruit, and livestock, and had a thriving community here, but it was very difficult in the beginning. They also had a little school for their children, which we were able to see. Look what's behind the schoolhouse. A buck having his breakfast. Oh my, he's so pretty. Wow. Oh. He knows how to get away from the people.
You heard what?
Get away from the people. Yeah, there you are. This is the Capitol Dome, for which Capitol Reef National Park is named. Below it runs a beautiful little stream, and across the road is the Great Wash, which in the spring is full of water, but in the summer you can walk on the dry stream bed. We spent a long time hiking in there. It was the only time we walked at the bottom of a canyon, and we just loved it. I've taken a video. The color on this is really a lot redder, but this is the best I could do. Maybe I can color correct it later. This shows how an arch begins. We were awed by the majesty of God as we gazed up at those canyon walls above us. After we left Capitol Reef, we headed up toward I-70 and then over to where we could go down to Moab, Utah, to see arches. But on the way, we went through a very interesting, almost white-colored landscape. We were definitely going through the gray and white layers of the Grand Staircase, with new formations around every turn. Eventually, we left federal land and began to see signs of commercial and recreational vehicles. These hills had lines in them from where four-wheel drives had gone up and down them. Perhaps it might have been a vehicle like this one that made those tracks. As we continued on our way, we were looking for a place where we could stop for lunch. There didn't seem to be any shelter, but we finally found a shelter in a little tiny town called Hanksville, and it had one picnic table, one canopy, and we stopped there for lunch before heading on toward Moab and Arches and Canyonlands National Parks.